Hi, Book Talk. I'm here to talk about one of the things that inspired my dark fantasy series, Great Divide, Great Desolation, and Great Devotion, that comes out this October. So I used to be really big into comic books and graphic novels, and I'm a huge Mark Millar fan. This American Jesus, book one chosen, I have in individual issues. I reread those issues over and over, and then I finally got it in a trade. So here's the first one. And then the second one is The New Messiah. And then the third one is Revelation. I literally just finished this one yesterday, actually, because I read Chosen years ago, and I've read it several times, and I loved it, and it was inevitably it became a really big inspiration for my dark fantasy series, and if you read it, you know why. And then last year, when I was writing Great Desolation, I read the second book. Great Desolation was originally going to be the last book. It was just going to be a duology. And then I had so many people say, like, I need more of this story. There's no way this is how it ends. And so before I finished writing the series, I decided that I wasn't going to read this until I finished writing the Great series. So since Great Devotion is officially written, all the editing is done, I'm moving on to the next step, which will be formatting, looking for ARC readers, finalizing the cover. Like, the cover's made, but just making final touches to it and stuff like that. I read the third one. So I've read all three of the American Jesus graphic novels now, and I highly recommend it. It's very dark. It's very graphic. It is very not what you expect with, like, the Antichrist and the second coming of Jesus and that kind of stuff. Mark Millar, if you're familiar with his work, he's such a good writer. I was, like, a huge fan of Wanted, if you know that. The movie is okay, but the graphic novel is so good. Nemesis, just, I know I'm missing, like, really big ones, but it's, like, first thing in the morning. But I highly recommend looking up Mark Millar. I'm not, like, a huge comic book reader. Even back in the day when I was reading comic books and graphic novels and stuff, I wasn't, like, a huge reader, but Mark Millar is my favorite comic book writer. And so I just wanted to share an unexpected inspiration for my dark fantasy series. I know I've talked a lot about Constantine and What Dreams May Come. Sleep Token is a really big, like, music inspiration. Well, not inspiration, because I wrote it before I found out about them, but if you like Sleep Token, you will like these books. Same with Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer ended up inspiring a lot of the later stuff, like the more action that got involved with the series. But American Jesus by Mark Millar is also an inspiration for this story. So if you haven't checked his stuff out, I highly recommend it.